hello, and welcome to this sacred session. I am Abiola Abrams, and this is Goddess Temple Wednesday. So we've got Goddess Temple Sundays, which happen at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on my social media at Abiola TV. You can follow me there at Abiola TV. And then we've got Goddess Temple Wednesdays, which happen right here, where you are right now on the Hay House social channels at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If we are just meeting for the first time, I'm so happy to meet you. I am the author of the brand new Hay House book, African Goddess Initiation, Sacred Rituals for Self-Love, Prosperity, and Joy. Woohoo! Yes, Goddess Corky. So exciting to see all of you. We've got YouTube in the house. We've got, who else we got? We got Instagram in the house. We got Facebook in the house. No Twitter today, but maybe next week. I am so excited that you are here. So this is actually part 2 of our Lion's Gate series. So if you missed part 1, you're going to want to sign up for free at africangoddessclub.com and watch it there, or it's also on my YouTube channel and on my podcast stream. Okay. Today we are going to be addressing integrating the shadow. And I actually forgot to write that in the comments. And in the title. So do me a favor and just type into the comments, integrating the shadow. That's what we are doing today. We are integrating our shadow selves, our shadow energy, as the Lion's Gate portal is closing. If you're unfamiliar with the Lion's Gate portal, I'm just going to give a brief overview. Not going to go into it. It's all in part 1, but it is the portal that I was born in as a July 29th baby. It is the height of the Sirius star on 8/8, the Lion's Gate portal. It is a powerful time of great transformation and great manifestation. Thank you, Goddess Kira. Thank you, Goddess Corky. Thank you, Goddess Zulaya. Thank you, Goddesses. Thank you for typing that into the comments for me. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be integrating our shadow selves. Our shadow selves are parts of us that are unloved, the parts of us that are maybe a bit scary, the parts of ourselves that we reject and we turn away, the parts of ourselves that make us feel like we are not good enough. And we are more than good enough. We're more than enough. We are infinite. We are eternal, and we are powerful beyond measure. And what most of us have been taught to do, we've been taught to push away, the shadow, to hide the shadow, to stuff the shadow down. So I will give you a personal example. So, one example is just what happened just now, right? I typed into the comments, and one could say, I easily just forgot to type in integrating the shadow. I forgot to type that in. But there is perhaps a part of me, because how we do anything is how we do everything, that was scared of teaching this shadow lesson, scared of addressing the shadow self. So just kind of resisted typing it into the comments. Goddess Pamela says, are the cards still on sale? The cards are absolutely on sale. And thanks to you, you guys have made the cards on Amazon. You can find them anywhere. Just type in Abiola and African Goddess Rising cards. I have 4 decks. This is the newest one coming in a bit from Hay House. Thank you, Goddess Laura. She says she loves my hair pieces, my locks. Thank you, my purple locks. Yes, this deck is, you got it. You guys have made it #1 on Amazon. Thank you for that. #1 for the new releases. And I will share with you very briefly that, which is just very, very humbling for me. Just thank you. I can't go into it now because I don't want to be crying and blubbering and be a mess. Thank you. Thank you. I am so grateful that the ancestors gave me this assignment and you responded. Your Hay House, Amazon is having an issue with recording your. People have told me you've been trying to leave reviews for the book on Amazon and Amazon is not letting you. What's up with that? So I need you to do me a big favor, okay? And I'm probably going to ask this again for the next 4 weeks. It's a sacred assignment for me because I have challenges asking for help, but we ask for help when we need it. Type into the comments, I ask for help when I need it, because how we do anything is how we do everything. And if we want to receive our manifestations, we have to be able to ask and we have to be able to surrender and receive. So I'm asking for your help because you're telling me that Amazon is having issues with recording your reviews. I want us all to storm over there. If you've bought the book, storm over there and leave your review of the book, because we ask for help when we need it. And if you have a problem, take a screenshot and send it to me. You can send it to me on Instagram or email it to me or Facebook. Send it to me wherever. I will get it. Send me a screenshot of what is going wrong so that they can fix it. We ask for help when we need it. Goddess Erin says, now finally, yes, we do. We ask for help when we need it. I'm learning this too and relearning it and relearning it and relearning it. We ask for help when we need it, which comes to our shadow selves, you know? So why is it so difficult for us to ask for help? Why is it so difficult for us to receive? And I'm speaking to just us right here as a goddess circle, you know, and when I use the term goddess, you know, it is not about your gender expression. Whoever you are, if you are here, you are welcome. Okay. But it is challenging for us because we are a circle of givers. Type into the comments, we are a circle of givers. We are a circle of empaths. Type into the comments, we are a circle of empaths. So it is natural for us, all of us here, who the people who I know that I've magnetized to this circle, and all of you who have magnetized me to you, it's natural. Thank you for the hearts. The hearts are soothing to my Leo soul. Facebook people, hit the share button, put some positivity on your timeline. Please hit the share button. It's natural for us to give. It's so easy for us to give. You know, we give. You know, the expression is give until it hurts. But we don't want to give until it hurts. We want to give and receive equally. That is balance. That is kismet. That is karma. That is life. For us as a circle of givers, we must be able to receive. And our shadow self says to us that if you ask for help, that if you reach out and ask others, then you are giving yourself the opportunity to be rejected. Maybe they won't like me. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I am ugly. Maybe all of the things, you know, maybe I am all of the things that our shadow would tell us that we're not good enough. And so for me, an important part of your goddess journey and an important part of my goddess journey, as I downloaded the system that is in this book, is the dealing with shadows. There is a lot of shadow work that is in this book. In fact, there is a whole inner temple of shadows. So this book has a chakra-like system, a 7 energy system. There are lots of 7 energy systems, like the 7 African powers based on the Orishas, and a lot of 7 energy systems. And the way that it was given to me in this book, the way it was downloaded, transmitted to me, was that at our root is the temple of ancestors. In our reproductive section is the temple of conjurers. Then the temple of warriors is here at our solar plexus. And then before we move to the lower temple, through the lower temples into the upper temples, is the temple of shadows. And that's what we're going to be integrating today. Thank you, Hero Insights, for putting that link in the comments. Thank you. I appreciate it. And then we move into the temple of lovers. We move into the temple of lovers, which is, of course, the heart area, and the temple of griots, which is where we speak from, the temple of our voice. Then we move into the temple of the third eye, the temple of queens, and our crown at the top, the temple of high priestesses. I know that this may be a lot, but it is okay. Rock with me, lean with me, roll with me, and it's going to make sense. You are right now in the beginnings of my goddess initiation mystery school. And so this will all be revealed. It's all being revealed to you. You are not here by accident. Goddess Queen E407 says, yes, ma'am, I tried leaving a review. Okay, so let's go back and let's leave a review, because I don't know what's up with that. Certain of my friends from neighborhoods like mine know that we before had to check the little ticket if you were going into certain movies to make sure if you were buying a ticket to Black Panther that it said Black Panther on the ticket. So I don't know what's going on. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Try to leave your review. Take a screenshot. Send it to me. Let me know what's happening. So Goddess Corky says, so you have an audiobook on the Hay House app? Yes, ma'am, I do. I have an audiobook on the Hay House app. Absolutely. Besos from Mexico and Argentina. I see you. So what we want to do is we don't want to go into a state when we're doing this work of what some call toxic positivity. Okay, even though those words are an oxymoron, I have my thoughts on that. What we want to do is we want to let the little unloved parts of ourselves, the little Abiola, the little goddess angel, the little Victoria, the little Imani, we want to know that let those little unloved parts of ourselves know that you are welcome. You are welcome to this great grown-up party and journey that I'm on. I don't need to stuff you down with food. I don't need to shut you up with alcohol. I don't need to silence you with drugs. I don't need to reject you with codependent relationships. I don't need to distract myself from my own power with the internet and Instagram and Facebook and other voices or pornography or whatever it is. I don't need to shut you up because you, my little self, you, the little part of me that was told that if you made mistakes that you were bad or broken or something was wrong with you, you are fully welcome. You are fully powerful. And that's what it's about. It's about bringing our whole selves to the party. Type into the comments, I bring my whole self to the party. Because the parts of you that we have been taught were wrong or broken or something is wrong with us, oftentimes those parts have our gifts hidden in them. Our gifts are hidden in what we perceive to be curses. And so it's really important, really critical for everyone who is magnetized here to this circle, for us to do our goddess work, for us to do our shadow work, which integrates those unloved parts of ourselves, which says, ooh, it's okay, baby. It's okay. The well-meaning people who raised us, they did the best they could with what they knew. But now we get to raise ourselves. Type into the comments, I get to raise myself. And if you are raising little people, this is wonderful, because if we don't heal it, we pass it on. And even if you are not raising little people, if you don't heal it, you also pass it on. And when we heal it, we're healing generations back and generations to come. So we get to raise ourselves. We are raising ourselves, and we get to bring our whole selves to the party. So the Temple of Shadows in the book, we call this section the Jumbies. And my Caribbean people know what I'm talking about. Jumbies are monsters throughout the Caribbean, and these unloved parts of ourselves have been labeled monsters. The part of ourself that gets angry, for example, has been labeled monstrous. Earlier today, I was feeling a lot of anger, and I didn't know where it was coming from. And I sat in meditation to just feel my feelings and feel what it is that I was feeling. Now, years ago, I wouldn't have done that. I would have been angry and not acknowledged it and not felt it. And I then would have gone and eaten, overeaten in order to shut it up without even acknowledging or knowing, or to try to, move away from that energy. But there is courage and there is power in feeling your feelings. Type into the comments, I dare to feel my feelings. I dare to feel my feelings. We were all taught different ways to cope with our feelings, some very unhealthy, some maybe healthier than others. But again, the well-meaning folks who raised us did the very best that they could with what they knew. They did what they learned. And because we are re-raising ourselves, we now get to do something different. Goddess Corky says, I feel a bit afraid to look into it, to look into the Temple of Shadows. Yes, that's why I think that it was given to me to share this energy, the Temple of Shadows, using the allegory of monsters, because it's monster. You know, what do we do for monsters? We run, we hide, we avoid, we close the shutters, right? But these are not our monster selves. We've been told a lie. These are the parts of ourselves that are unloved, stuffed down, rejected. And what happens if you are unloved, stuffed down, and rejected? You run rampant, right? You go crazy. And so your so-called shadow self or monster self or whatever language you want to use may be wreaking havoc in your life because it just wants you to look at it and say, I love you. I love you. I see you. I see how angry you are, or I see how sad you are, or I see how scared you are. I love you. And I'm not going to try to reject you. I'm not going to try to shut you down. I'm not going to try to turn you off with ego, edging God out. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to heal you by bringing you in and saying, yes, we are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the ones we've been waiting for. Type into the comments, I am the one I have been waiting for. Whew, let's just feel that. I am the one I have been waiting for. You have been waiting for you to awaken. You have been waiting for you to say, yes, it's okay. You have been waiting for you to say, oh, it wasn't your fault. You have been waiting for you to say, it's all is well. All is well. Yes, all is well. And let me just share with you this book. You know, we spoke. If those of you who missed our live broadcast that we did, our launch party for the book, you can catch up with it at AfricanGoddessClub.com. You can sign in free there, and you can see all of the conversations, the dialogues, the interviews, everything as a part of our African Goddess Festival, which is celebrating the launch of this book. This book, so in that launch, we talked about Adinkra Symbols, which are the sacred geometry of the Akan people in West Africa. And there is an Adinkra symbol that I was given for the deck of cards, which on the back of each card has this Adinkra, Haye, one Haye, Haye, one Haye, which means that which does not burn. That which does not burn. Sorry about that, Instagram. That which does not burn. And I know the reason why I was given this symbol for these cards is that is who we are. All of us, you, Goddess Laura, Goddess True Blue, Yogini, Goddess Kira, Shoemaker, Goddess Rachel, all of us, that which does not burn. We are resilient and we are powerful, but that's only one part of the story. That is what our shadow self tells us just to be in sometimes as protection, but that's only one part of the story. Goddess Eva says, I grew up in South Africa, the land of Madiba. Ah, Sawubona, my sister. Yes, Madiba's in the book. So yes, so that is only one part of the story. Then I said to my artist for the book, not the visual artist who did this, but the graphic artist who designed the book. I said, I want the same Adinkra symbol on the spine. Now, I didn't notice, even though I looked at it, that it was a totally different Adinkra symbol. This is a totally different symbol than the one that's here. This is Dwenimen, which means humility, strength, and vulnerability. I didn't notice that because the book was choosing its own Adinkra symbol. So I wanted it to be the same one as this, but the book chose its own Adinkra symbol. So when I realized that it was a totally different Adinkra, I was like, okay, because I was unfamiliar with it, here it is. And I was like, okay, let me figure out what this is about. This Adinkra symbol is two ram's horns butting against each other. And it is, both of them are at the African burial ground here in New York. Someone says, I'm a bit tired about being resilient. Yes, yes. And so that's where the vulnerability piece comes in. That's where the part about surrender and laying it down comes in. And the first story that I was given for this Adinkra, the one that, if you just ask Google, which Google is limited, Google said, okay, well, the story is that because it's ram's horns, that rams are powerful, and then they give themselves up to slaughter when it's time. And I was like, that does not sound like what the ancestors are telling me. That is not what this book is about, giving yourself up to slaughter or anything like that. No, ma'am. That sounds like some colonizer stuff. No, thank you. So I asked my Akan teacher, and it means something completely different. So I'll say this. That's one interpretation, because I don't want to make anyone wrong. That's one interpretation. My Akan teacher told me something totally different. My Akan teacher, Akan is the peoples that I descend from in West Africa. My Akan teacher said that these are two rams that are butting against each other. And what they must realize is that although that they are strong. Yes, they are powerful beyond measure. Yes, they have the power to if you have the power to give birth, you have the power to destroy. Yes, they are powerful. But their vulnerability, their openness in coming together, in seeing each other's strength and each other's power is where their real power lies. Their horns are not like the horns of other animals. Their horns are curved because these spirals, the spirals of DNA are where our power lies. We are infinitely powerful. But that power is not just in strength in the way that we perceive it. That power is also in surrender, in laying your burdens down. That power is in vulnerability, in opening your arms and opening your heart. The ram is a symbol of transformation and new beginnings. And that is what this symbol is about. That is why the book picked this symbol. That it is about, its vulnerability is not about laying yourself open to slaughter. No, ma'am. Vulnerability is a superpower of saying, yes, okay, yes, I can look into my temple of shadows. I dare to, because the things that I find there are not going to kill me. Because I'm powerful and I'm infinite, because I go on and on and on and on, right? My power is infinite. And so the shadow parts of ourselves, like Long Bubby Susie, a monster in Belize who people use her to terrorize the children because supposedly one breast has milk, one breast has poison. She has the power to kill. She has the power to nurture. She represents our shame and the parts of ourselves that we would hide and we would reject. We want to integrate our shame. We have nothing to be ashamed of. Type into the comments, I have nothing to be ashamed of. You have nothing to be ashamed of. Moving through the shadow, healing, we look at Aunt Nancy, okay, who represents betrayal. We are afraid that if we do something different, we will betray the tribe. We are afraid that if we be who we really are, that we will betray the people who love us, that they will say, you are unloved and cast us out. But you cannot be betrayed because you are powerful. You cannot be betrayed because you are God force energy. You are the source of it all. So if somebody betrays you, maybe there's someone who you don't need to be around. It is a blessing. If it's for me, bless. If it is not for me, block it. Right? We've heard the expression, man's rejection is God's protection. So you cannot be betrayed. You can be betrayed in our earthly form, but in fact, that betrayal is doing you a favor by separating you from the things that are not meant for you. Is it still painful? Yes. Does it still hurt? Yes. Is it still something that we want to avoid? Yes. Because we're human beings having an earthly experience. And so do we want to do shadow work around that and integrate that shadow? Yes. We want to integrate the shadow of Sukuyan, who throughout the Caribbean is an air vampire, an energy vampire, who is our shadow of scarcity, the shadow, the fear that there will not be enough. Type into the comments, there is enough to go around. There is enough love. There is enough health. There's enough money. There's enough good times. There's enough love, love, love. I will say again, there's enough to go around. There's more than enough to go around. So we want to integrate that part of ourselves, the shadow self that says to us, there is not enough, the Sukuyan that says, that there is nothing, there is everything, and your blessings are in the overflow. Your blessings are in the overflow. We want to integrate Gangang Sarah, who is from Trinidad and Tobago, she's known as a witch in Tobago, and she is the shadow of resistance. Many of us have resistance to the things that are calling us forward, and so we feel this push-pull because we're being called like, okay, I should write my book, right? I had a lot of resistance before birthing this work for you because I was terrified, because it required me to go into, realms that I had not been in, because it required me to reach beyond what I felt comfortable doing. But that resistance, within that resistance, rather than continuing to just wrestle with it, we integrate it, we welcome it. And there are processes to do this in the book, and processes we will continue to do together. For Medusa, who is, you have known her to be a monster. In Greek mythology, she is actually a Libyan goddess. And the shadow of rage lives within Medusa. All of these are in the cards as well, right? And so our rage, this is Gangang Sara, shadow of resistance. This is Aunt Nancy, shadow of betrayal. This is Jumbie, the masks that we wear and the masks that others wear. Type into the comments, I'm taking off the mask. Whoo! I am taking off the mask and I'm being me unapologetically. I am being me unapologetically. Goddess Dinor says, what's the book, Dinor Art? This is the book, African Goddess Initiation. We are taking off the masks. And so here I am. Me, right? We are taking off the masks. We're taking off the masks. We're taking off whatever it is that we would hide, that we would shove down. Goddess Corky says, are we welcoming the shadows? We are integrating the shadows. We are bringing the shadows back into the fold. What do you do if you have shadows? You turn on the light. That's what we do. We're turning on the light. Type into the comments, I dare to turn on the light. This is Goddess Mama Lambo, who is the one card that is not in the book, because she said she wanted to be her own thing. And this is the card of self-sabotage. This is Sukuyan, the goddess of scarcity. So for every action, just like we learned in physics, there's an equal and opposite reaction. For every energy, there's an equal and opposite energy. So the energy that is the opposite of Sukuyan, the shadow of Sukuyan, is the shadow of abundance. The opposite of scarcity is abundance. So when we integrate our fears around scarcity, when we say it's okay, it's all right, and we nurture that part of ourselves, we transform and transmute the shadow. We transmute that energy into the energy of abundance. You see? We cannot do that if we don't look at it. We cannot do that if we don't see it. What we do then instead is we put sugar over poop, which is not what we want to do. This is Goddess Medusa, the shadow of rage. This is the shadow of rage. Let's see, Goddess Eva says, do you think the monster archetypes you use are real entities or symbolic and a way to befriend them? I believe that this is all real energy, but I believe very firmly that there is that fear as we know it, fear is an illusion. Fear is an illusion, that there is love and then there are things that are not of love. And because we are human beings who are having a human experience, it's real to us. So you cannot say, okay, well, it's just an illusion and not address it, because we are human beings. We are mind, we are body, we are spirit. And all three of those things, all three of those energies are an important part of who we are. This is Long Bubby Susie, the shadow of shame. So we will continue to talk about that, but I want to just do a really quick energy activation. Okay? So we're going to continue to talk about it. Join me for Goddess Temple Sundays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on my social media at Abiola TV, like Abiola Transformation and Victory, Abiola TV. And join me on Hay House Goddess Temple Wednesdays, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here. And definitely leave your review on Amazon. Send me the screenshot if it doesn't work, okay? All right, so let's just do an integration. Let's just breathe. I want you to come back into your body from wherever you are right now. The power is in the present moment. Come into your heart. Come into your spirit. And be present. Allow yourself to breathe. And I want you to feel right now the last time that you felt afraid. That energy of fear. Maybe it was the energy of resistance. The energy that says, I'm not good enough to live my dreams. The energy that says, I'm not good enough to answer a calling. Let's just breathe into that energy and just feel it. Feel what that fear felt like. Now I want you to pull from the center of the earth and pull from the energy of the sun. And I want you to surround that fearful energy with light. Surround that fearful energy with love. You are love, and it is safe to be loved. And as we continue to breathe, I want you to now feel the energy of rage. That rage energy, that Medusa energy, that sacred rage. Feel and remember what it feels like to be angry. There is righteous rage, and we never want to shut it up. We want to love it. We want to include it. We want it to be heard. We want to hear what it has to teach us, the lessons that it has for us. And pull now from the center of the earth, goddess energy. Pull now from the energy of the sun, as we are in the Lionsgate portal. Surround that healing light. Surround it with that healing light force energy, that energy of rage with the energy of love. That says that you are safe. It is safe to be angry. It is safe to feel your feelings. It is safe to be completely yourself. That you are worthy and deserving of all good things. And we breathe. We breathe now into that energy of shame, that energy of ugliness, that energy of Long Bubby Susie that says that there's something about you that is broken or wrong. We know that that energy is a lie. That energy is untrue. We know that you are beautiful because you are God force energy. We know that you are beautiful because you are the mountain. You are the ocean. You are the divine. And so we see that energy of shame, that energy that tells us we are ugly, broken, bad, wrong, not enough. And we breathe from the center of the earth. We breathe from the center of ourselves. We breathe from the center of the sun, that light, and we surround that shadow with light. We turn on the light and we surround that energy with healing light force, knowing that we are beautiful, that we are loved. Whew, that we are loved, and it is safe for us to be loved. And now we breathe in and we feel that energy of betrayal and rejection. That is what we fear when we are running from the energy of resistance. Betrayal and rejection. Know that you cannot be rejected because you are the divine, because there is oneness, not two-ness. The duality that tells us that we are less than or we are separate from the things that we are wanting is an illusion. We're here in the energy of this world as spiritual beings having a human experience. And we say thank you. We are grateful for that human experience. But we breathe in the energy of love from the center of the earth. We breathe in that energy of love from the sun itself. And we surround that fear of betrayal, that fear of being less than, that fear of being rejected. We surround it with love. We surround it with light. We surround it with truth. We surround it with well-being, and just feel what that feels like to heal that energy. And we breathe. We feel these parts of our shadow selves, and rather than rejecting them, we don't reject the rejection. We integrate and welcome. We turn on the light, and that light is love. We love all parts of ourselves, calling all parts of ourselves back to ourselves now, in the energy of fullness, in the energy of love, in the energy of light, in the energy of the divine, in that God force energy. Knowing that we are the goddess, that we are the temple, and that all is well. All is well. All is well. Yes, all is well. I believe that you were called here to the circle today for a reason. And I'm so glad that you answered that call and that you are here. All is well, and I will see you in the next Goddess Temple, which will be Wednesday instead of Sunday. Sunday I'll be in the studio with Hay House recording a new course, the Goddess Quest, for you. So I will see you Wednesday. But I invite you to, if you haven't gotten the book, get the book, leave a review on Amazon. Go to AfricanGoddessClub.com. Whew, that energy was powerful. AfricanGoddessClub.com for the rest of this free journey into your goddess self. Thank you for joining me today. If you are feeling what I'm feeling, immediately after this broadcast, just stay seated and allow the light to fill your energy, allow the light to fill your soul, and then drink a lot of water because we have moved energy today. Sawubona, goddesses, and that means we see you. Thank you, Goddess Sophia. Thank you, Jamari. Thank you, Goddess Patricia. Thank you, Aquarian.